come by.
Caro Chloe Cropper ach seach bliana géis mid hug a hankal animal Jim Cropper I chiad cúcha nach echgigi. Van oorsin ha je drie onafzag jelet me neken si fiut janu up jalvans van week aan trainen. Had Joy zeg ik dat gewoon nach sa hage fugging naar de chwanjefat Davis janu.
I think it's a bit strange, like a girl wanting to train dogs all the time, but then when you start telling them how you do it and they start getting more interested, you think it's not just as weird.
Do people maybe not expect you to be able to do it as well as you do?
I think so. I think some of the older competitors think, a girl doing it, and then when you beat them odd times, they don't think they like it that much.
You started out quite young. When did it move from just being a hobby to something that you know you wanted to do for a living?
Well, when I left school, I started at a stable yard and coming home running my dogs afterwards, and then I looked for another job and I thought, I don't want to go out and do anything else, I just want to be at home with the dogs. So then a few people said, will you train dogs for me? And at first I'd said no, because I didn't want to. And then I thought, well, I'll just give it a go, and it just went on from there, really. Some people can't manage dogs as easy as I can, and they might take it on and do better with it when I've finished with it because they don't like me, the dogs, after I've finished training them.
Do you think it's a special skill? It's something that you're born with, maybe?
I think it's partly that as well, and partly that I've put so much hard work into it and tried and tried and tried. Like when I first started, my first dog, he was horrendous. I never got round a trial field with him, and that dog made me more determined to do it and do it. So then I just kept training him, and eventually we got to do it.
And how difficult is it to find time maybe just to enjoy being young when you've got so much hard work to do every day training the dogs?
I don't really bother me like that, because I just love being in the field with the dogs. Like, go out odd weekends, but I'd rather just be in the field with the dogs or trialling. It doesn't bother me at all. Right. There it is, right.
Gaan je waan kunt er een Chloe heet makkelijker uitzien aan de skippenaren de hassen je blianes, ach als je judit njoga hekkischap bramer ha is je uitzien aan zijn skippen kujach.
When we met, he said trial dogs are useless, and then after a bit he kept watching and watching, and then he thought, I'll have a go at that. So he got a young dog and trained it up. This was his first year of open trial, and then his first national, and he's managed to get on the team, so I think I've trained him quite well. Well, at first he wouldn't run the dog in front of me, he just kept saying, it's doing this thing wrong. So I managed to get him into the field, and he showed me, and the dog crossed straight in front of him. So I kept showing him bits, and he didn't see the bits where it were going wrong, like the dog would run tight, or the dog would come tight on the sheep, or wouldn't stop. So every little bit I told him, he'd work on it, and everything he had a problem with after that, he'd say, I've just got this problem, how do I work this? And then after that he would work on it and do it. So he took it all in and worked on it.
And how do you feel watching him now when he is competing? Do you feel quite proud that you trained him?
When he's doing well, yeah. But when he's, no, I do. When he was at the National, I was so nervous. I don't know why. I was more nervous for him than I were for myself. But when he's at an odd little trial and he's doing well, I'm like, I did that.
Although you're only 20, all the success you have had, where do you see yourself staying another 10, 20 years? What do you aspire to within the trialling world?
Hopefully winning the international. Oh, I'd love to do that, but just get into the next day, the international next, and then a bit further each time.